right, eh? Eee. Boom, boom, tss.
Yeah.
Like full cobras coming. Oh, yeah, panthers, yeah. They're like full dodgeball cobras like walking in.
It's Nathan Clear, and he's like, "This is Slayer, Layer,
And Luai.
and our number one import, Michelle."
It's just the headgear bros and then Isaiah Yo.
Oh,
I can see Nathan Cleary playing White Goodman.
yeah.
Was it Laser, Blazer, and
Phaser or
Fraser?
Taser or
Yeah,
something.
that is Luai, Crichton, and To'o.
To'o, yeah.
And then Michelle is Isaiah Yo.
Oh, that'd be a good edit to make. If you could put faces, I might teach myself how to do it and put that out there. That would be friggin' hilarious.
Yeah.
Fuck, their Mad Monday would be going off still.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the interview with
Ivan
at 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. His
Yeah,
last two brain cells.
He's lucky he's got all his talent from his mum.
Yeah. It's about time that kid's paying me back after making him so many lunches.
Jesus. Oh, I wonder if he's like, this should be me out there.
Yeah.
Like, kid's got 3.
Yeah.
Should do the damn thing?
Or should I say Alan? Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Tink, ka-ching. Welcome back to episode 78 of Off Topic. I am Jared, your host, and then, of course, riding flank, riding south with me for the winter, riding shotgun, riding co-pilot as the man Andrew Miller.
Full government name. I believe it's episode 79, to be fair.
Is it?
Shit,
my bad.
Welcome back to more of this shit.
Thanks for sticking around. If you're here, tell your friends about it. Download the episode. You know the drill. Yeah. What a week it's been.
Has it? Fuck. Oh man, it's been hectic for me. I've had hit a bit of a wall with work on last Friday. A few things gone wrong. Few mishaps, but very stressed over the weekend. Not that I had much on, but coming into Monday, everything's sorted. Sun's out.
I was going to say, the sun is sunning its dick off today. We sat outside, bit of a delayed recording tonight because we had to sit and soak up some vitamin D out on the deck now that we have a table and chairs.
The fact that it's still sunny outside, I don't know if you can see it through the camera. The fact that it's still like light outside.
Blue is all.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Still had a frost this morning. So
Oh, yeah.
it's weird. Yeah. It's a weird time of year, but it's better than what we have been doing. It's been windy, and then you don't realize you hate wind until it just sticks the hell around.
Where were you on Saturday? Because
I was around.
Did you get hit with like the mini storms that hit Auckland?
The hail?
Yeah,
I was at the supermarket.
Yeah.
We were just doing the rounds. Like, we did a bit of driving around on Saturday, just getting some stuff done. And just got caught in hail.
Hail, and then like I was filling up my truck at a BP. Shout them out. And just like
shout out to Big Oil.
Just like up in Hobby there, and it's just like a massive wind tunnel, right, with all the pumps lined up, and then this out of nowhere this storm hit, and like I swear I was doing the full like Michael Jackson like lean while like one hand on the pump.
Yeah, this is a sign from the gods. Fine, I'll get some friggin' chicken nuggets.
Yeah, fuck. It was hectic, right? It'd be sunny, and this is not just like us just with the classic random weather chat. This is no shit. It was like sunny and then like sideways hail. Like
and then it would part, and then it'd be hot again.
Yeah, it was fucked. It was, and then
I was talking to Dad about it, and he was like, "It's the equinox, mate." And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "The equinox. It's when the sun is transferring from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere to bring in the warmer weather. It brings the wind with it." And I was like, "Explain that part." And he just Googled equinox and just went like, "Here," and showed me it, and it had nothing to do with the wind.
Oh,
but he was like, "They won't tell you. They won't tell you. Wind comes with it."
Yeah, right. Must be like an old wives' tale when the equinox happens.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, plant your veggies on Labor Day. And you're like, okay. Why?
Is that a thing when you made that one up?
I don't know. It's like sleeping with onions in your socks. If you got a cold, you sleep with onions in your socks. Neither. Never done it. Never done it.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, really?
Like, is that like bananas in the base?
What's that?
Okay. I thought that was an inside joke. I thought it would travel. I remember Jordan had like bananas in his Integra with his like sub, and he just had bananas in. It was like, why have you got bananas? He's like, makes the base better, bro.
Speaking of work, something really funny happened to me last week. I was on site going through, so I'm trying to open beer, going on site to get through these inspections that we had booked. And I got out to site, and Inspector goes, sweet. I met him on site. I was running late. When I get there, he was already waiting. Bad start. You always want to, you always put on your best, go interaction skills for something like that.
Oh, yeah, you should have seen me today.
Yeah. Oh, on your knees, just absolutely.
Yeah. You go first.
Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Inspector goes, sweet, grab us the plans. I go to the plans box to get them out.
Classic.
Soaked. Completely soaked, ruined. Box has, the little strings that they had broken, blown out, everything in it soaked. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Sideways hail.
I am an hour from the office. He's like, have you got them on your phone? And I was like, yeah, sweet. Gave him my phone.
Oh, no. It's your first mistake.
Yeah. And he was going through, thumbing around on my screen. I could see his grease marks. He did get out of the car licking his fingers. That's not the bother.
Yeah.
The bother was when all the fellas decided to have a 1 o'clock conversation one day, and the group chat just starts firing off.
Oh, no.
And he goes...
As in us
all the
fellas?
boys. The boys group chat starts firing off.
Oh, no.
Of course, everyone's name pops up.
Oh, no.
And he just looks at me and goes, you are getting some messages from some very interesting people. I'm going to quickly just refresh you on the names in our group chat, okay?
Can we name and shame them as well?
Yeah, I guess so.
Fuck, why not?
These are people close to our hearts. Look, we start off with you, Andy.
Yeah.
You were Miligamadov because of your beard that you've been, when you had it before.
It's actually from a podcast 10 episodes ago when we're talking about getting fresh do's and you'd fresh shaved your head and it starts to grow back enough just so that it ends up the same length of your beard. I've kind of got it going at the moment. And yeah, you get the full head beard all same length.
We take a little bit of a turn here. We've got hard R for Ryan. Now, Ryan doesn't have any preconceived notions of racial bias. I'll say that right now. I'm not throwing him under the bus. But no one knows how these names originate. They just happen.
No one in any group chat. It's like you're on the person, then someone decides to change a few of them, and then they happen for months.
Then we go to Jordan, who is just straight up fucking pussy. Because
that's a great story.
Because Jordan, I won't go into too many details, but turned to a bride's father and outwardly called him a fucking pussy to his face at a party.
Yeah, that was fucking funny.
He has worked it off, and he is no longer in debt. Jaden is now Jaden is Simon Cowell. He's been having that one for a while.
How did he get that?
I think it was something to do with when he cut his hair once again.
Right.
We then move to Connor, who runs with the name Rumple Ballskins.
Oh, sorry. That has been around for a while, that one. I think
that one's goated in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when the group chat name is so good that they've kept it for a while?
Yeah.
No one wants to fuck with that.
We then have... Should I just rattle them off?
Okay. We
go Top Shagger, Ladies Man, Hairy Box Sampler, Bevy Bitcoin, Fit Nurse, David Bain, and Terrence. So David Bain is Max. We got Fit Nurse, who is actually our friend Jamie, who is a nurse. Bevy Bitcoin, that one speaks for itself. Bevy makes big bucks. Hairy Box Sampler is Joe. because if you know what, in New Zealand you can buy a selection of beers and it's called the Hairy Box Sampler, and you get a sample of beers. But also hilarious name.
Yeah.
Carl's ladies man because he is married with 2 girls and 1 on the way. And yeah, I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Fuck, that's good, eh? Like,
Can you imagine getting a phone and someone called Hard R is just receiving messages and fucking pussy is replying to him? And then you have David Bain chiming in.
How old's the inspector? Is he thinking you're actually getting a message from the David Bain?
He's too old to know that you can give nicknames in a chat.
Right.
Because I had my... You know how when you turn your screen sideways and you can like lock that so it doesn't automatically... I had that turned on and he was perplexed. He was like, it's not going this way.
Oh. Wait, I'm just having a quick look at the, like my football one.
While you mull that over, I would like to hear other people's hilarious group chat names because they've all got a story.
Yeah.
Surely. And it doesn't even need to be that. It usually is just an inside joke or a story, but if you could explain it, that would be great. I'd love to hear them.
All right. I haven't even read through all of these myself, so I don't know. We'll see how we go. Neil Warnock is manager. Stiff Chocolate.
Hell yeah.
Constable Fleshlight. He's a cop. Billy Gay Cyrus. Flat Tire. Goat. Chadley. Pie Warmer Lucy Pinder. Statman Weenie Savile. I can't even read this. Sexy Milanarus. Ronald Weasley. Out of nowhere. Hole Filler. The Olympic Flame, because he never goes out. We've got George Weasley.
R.I.P.
We've got the whole Weasley family. Fish Hitler. Jizminge. Peacock. Cyclops. Jake's understudy. Just the number 5.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Okay. An address.
Open goal, gagging, ambush, and Mills fuckboy.
Oh, sweet.
There's something like so unique about nicknames in a group chat. I love how they're like forever changing, but I also wish that they recorded what you've always
a history, yeah,
like a history of what they've always been. Because there's always been some great ones.
There has. Everyone's got an all-timer. We will like to hear yours. What else did we do over the weekend? What else was on? Oh man, Saturday for me.
Yeah.
Saturday, I was treated by the lady
again
to a lovely 12-course tasting menu at a decadent restaurant in Ponsonby.
Yes, I remember you talking about this. How was it?
Dude, it was fucking sick, man. Like, we were...
12 courses.
Nothing big. Like, each one was a couple of bites.
Right.
So, we had a bit of a plan. We had a party that night as well. The theme of it was opulence. So, it was a cocktail. Like, you had to bring a cocktail.
Come again?
I'll get there. The theme of the... Like, you had to provide... Like, bring materials or bring drinks for a cocktail. And then the theme was opulence. Upon Googling, it means, like, fancy, essentially. Or, like, high class. But they weren't expecting you to go out and spend like $1 million on a dress or something. It was just like, chuck some nice clothes on and let's all, let's do our hair and put our faces on.
Just put your own dress on.
Yeah.
Something out the cupboard.
Yeah, I showed a bit of leg, showed a bit of skin, slipped into the silk, little spaghetti strap. No, I don't have much on me, so it was just a button-up shirt and some pants. So we went there, we got there, made our cocktails. We rocked with a French martini. No, we didn't. We went with like a peach. It's kind of like a daiquiri martini thing. It was like rosé. You put lemon sorbet in it, and then you put like meringue in it as well.
Damn.
Yeah, it was mean. But no matter what you mixed it with, it just tasted like rosé. Still fine with me.
Yeah.
Hung out there for a bit, and then it was like, okay, sweet. We're going to boo-boo to dinner. So we ex-nayed the event, went to dinner. We get there. The service. Like, I've had service before when people were like, can I take your order? But this was just like, what can I start you on, sir? What kind of water would you like?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Even the way they're wording it.
Yeah.
Wait, what? There's like different kinds of water? Or are you just talking sparkling water?
Yeah, he was like, filtered tap? And I was like, I just not, yes, I'll have your finest filtered tap water, please.
Garden hose, please.
Yeah. Whatever's not going to get added to the bill. Can I have hot sparkling? There was actually a guy next to us that knew exactly what he was talking about. He was like, room temperature, sparkling, but bring us out ice. And I was like, yeah, damn. So we were by far the youngest people there.
The way you order water nowadays, you get, what?
Andy, this was how the other half lived. We treated it. This was a treat, or I got treated.
All right.
They break out like, so the chef was like a Fijian Indian dude. So there was influences of the Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started off, the first couple of dishes was like raw fish, oysters that they were like, but when they brought it out, they explained every single dish to you and why it was like that. And they're like, so we've got an oyster with some chili on it. But then to cut through the sea taste and the spice, they put apple shaved ice on it. And then, but it's all like this, it wasn't just food anymore. It was like art.
Yeah, it's constructed.
Yeah, this was like
the menu.
Yeah, it was. It felt like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we're all here to die. There's not many people. Didn't want to get caught. Like, I wanted to take a photo of it. Didn't see
spoiler
anyone
alert.
else do it. So it was like, okay, I'm not taking a photo of my food.
Yeah.
But man, when I tell you that I had the best sous vide quail breast.
Sous vide?
So sous vide is when you put it, vacuum seal it in a bag, put it in
What?
a certain temperature of water, and it essentially like poaches itself to perfection. And then they finished it on coals to sear it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the hell?
We had like a little croissant with Vegemite mousse on it, and
What?
then we had like all this Wagyu beef in there, and then like to
now
finish
we're
off,
talking.
to finish off, they gave us these little toffees at the end, these little bits of caramel. I've skimmed over all the courses and everything, but to finish off, they gave us this caramel, and they were like, "Oh, we made this from the fat drippings of the Wagyu beef. We used that to make the caramel."
True.
Yeah, and it
Really?
was everything there was delicious.
Yeah.
everything was delicious.
I'd fucking hope so. I bet it was
Yeah.
it was expenny. But
Yeah.
that's fucking cool. Like after a 12-course meal, quote in quote,
Yeah.
did you actually feel full, or was it like
Yeah.
you did?
Yeah, so they gave us an option of like, would you like us to bring out like a cheese platter or something? We were like, nah.
Done.
But also knowing that we were going back to a party, so it was like, I need to get him some drinking in.
So you went to cocktail party, went for dinner, and then back to the cocktail party.
Yeah, because our thinking was, I don't want to rock up to the party once the dinner's done at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. It was the lady's good friend's birthday, so it was like, don't want to be seen as like being rude and skimping out on something. But we made this reservation like months ago.
Nice, that's smart.
Yeah.
Show face, do your dinner, come back and boogie.
Yeah, well, going early actually meant that we got to give some time like devoted to the person that we're there to see, because by the time we get there, it's in full swing. You're never going to have a proper conversation. The person's playing host.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once we got back, Condog and Sarah and everything were there and started getting into our work. Shout out to Jackson. He did a magic trick for me that baffled me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He made a mint leaf disappear, and I was like looking up his sleeves and everything. Turns out he had a fake thumb on him. And so I said, I was like, how long have you been a magician? And he didn't.
Man just brings a fake thumb to a party.
He said he found it. He said he found it on site.
Oh.
And but there's a difference between finding a fake thumb and finding a fake thumb and knowing what to do with it.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah.
How many fake thumbs has he got? Why is that so hard to say?
Fake thumb. Yeah. But also having magic tricks in your back pocket, not a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I respect it. I respect it. Like even just being able to pull out like a deck of cards and just do something with it.
Have you ever actually seen like a proper magician or someone get like what's it called when you bark like hypnotized or anything?
Yeah, I'm not convinced on that hypnotizing shit. Like
apparently if you just go into it with like the mindset of you will not hypnotize me, you can't be hypnotized.
Yeah.
But if you're open to it and lean into it, it can happen. But you have to be accepting of what's going to happen.
it kind of must be real, right? Because like, you know, they get like volunteers up on stage and they get them doing these fucking crazy things like barking like dogs and clucking like chickens and all that sort of stuff. You can't be willingly like going up there and then them being like, you're gonna cluck like a chicken and when I snap my fingers, and then you go, oh well, that didn't work, but I'm gonna keep the show moving, so I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
You can't like that. So something must fucking happen. But
I need to know what. I'm
really skeptical about it. Like, I don't think I'm open enough to get like hypnotized for it to work.
No, I don't think so either. But at the same time, I would love to be hypnotized. But if you could hypnotize me, because people get it to quit smoking and everything as well.
Yeah, but if it was real and it is true and it is possible, I do not have that much trust in human beings. Like, no. I am not letting you hypnotize me and then they just be like, give me all your bank details.
If I knew it was like 100% fail-safe thing, like a spell or something. Not saying spells are 100% fail.
Or real.
Whatever.
But you know what I mean? Like if it's real and you go into open mind and like, yeah, they can make a fool of yourself, but if it's actually real and they can actually do it, then what's stopping them from like
taking over the world?
Being like in 10 years you will email me your bank details and let me do this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just seems weird to me.
I feel like in the 1800s they would have thrived, like snake oil salesmen.
No, they all got burnt at the stake.
Yeah, true. They floated. They were a witch.
Yeah. They drowned. Oh, that's right. They
were a person.
Yeah.
Like everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, too bad.
The Salem witch trials is actually an interesting time period to read up on. It's honestly just a case of hysteria. Sorry, you laugh.
No, it's just not a time period I'm aware of. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was all in like Boston, like Massachusetts area, and pretty much one person was angry at their neighbor and then turned around and said, that lady's a witch. I can't prove it, but they just had these really mundane trials essentially, like do they float, do they sink? And then it just got to the point where everyone was like, if you just didn't like someone, you just accuse them of being a witch.
And trial them.
Yeah, put them to trial, and it just culled a village. It culled everyone of any importance.
That's like, was it guilty before proven innocent?
Yeah,
you know,
it was way before there was any sort of jury to any sort of trial.
No, but like they've already like said, oh no, you're guilty before like there's any sort of like proven.
Yeah,
like
dude, witches don't get the chance.
Yeah, bloody witches
and warlocks.
And warlocks?
Is that not a boy witch?
I thought it was wizards.
True. What's a warlock then? Now, look, we are quickly moving into what's a dragon and what's a wyvern territory.
Oh.
Speaking of witches in general, October, Halloween month.
Yeah, it's already begun.
Has it?
Wow. Oh, it's a lot of stuff that I see online, like a lot of people getting into costume or like the social media stars are starting to do their like Halloween sort of fits and getting ready for that. That's just like a big dress up month, right?
Yeah.
A lot of social media people.
And it's always just like, oh, what's the most ongoing thing at the time? Like how many, this might go over your head, but how many people do you think this Halloween, if it's still ongoing, will dress up as Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, the football player that's with Taylor Swift now?
Who?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't follow football at all, but Taylor Swift is now dating this dude from the Chiefs. So
I did see a photo of this, and apparently that guy's shirt sales went up
400%. Viewership on the NFL has gone through the roof.
Yeah.
Mainly between 13 and 17-year-old girls. It's hilarious though watching, like there's been so many memes that come out of it because there's the party of the football bro that defends football with his life versus the Swifties, and you like those are two crowds that is just hilarious to go against each other. Like I saw like tweets and that being like, so a touchdown is like a sleigh, right? and or like those TikToks that you see of people being like, they'll go up to their partner or whatever and they say something along the lines of, man, Taylor Swift's really lucky. She's with one of the best NFL players in the world. It's going to be really good for her career. And just seeing these girls like break down, they're like, what are you talking about? She's the most famous person in the world. And
she's just planning a new album. That's all it is.
I don't know, man. I'm not going to knock people having relationshipal things, but
no, it was just supposed to be a joke. I don't know. I mean, good on them.
Dude, if the whole thing ended up being just a collab brand deal between Taylor Swift and the NFL, would not shock me.
Not a bad shout.
Eyes on the prize, which is Taylor Swift, the NFL, I guess.
They're both hypnotized.
But yeah, did you guys ever, like, were you ever a recipient of trick-or-treaters in your villages?
Recipient.
Yeah.
You
always lived, like, later on you lived more burbs.
Yeah, I mean, even when I was living out west, we had a lot of trick-or-treaters, but like I feel like when I was living out west, I was of the age that was the one trick-or-treating, so I have no idea. I wasn't at home.
True, yeah.
But as I got older, like I just nah, fuck no. Like,
yeah,
I lock the door, see you later. Like, oh, so when I say older, I mean like first time flatting. Like
bro, first time flatting, like living on the shore and that when we were flatting, getting a trick or treater from coming from somewhere that I didn't have a neighbor, was like freaky. Yeah. And then living at Massey, I was the only one home on Halloween. None of us remembered it was Halloween. Yeah, someone knocked at the door. I freaked out, locked the house up. Because I was like, J-Hove, quick. And then I just turned the shower on and was like, hopefully they just think I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like, because, like you say, you like if you're at work or whatever and you just, it's not a day that you're thinking, oh, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
And you get home and then you're like, fuck. Like, on the drive home, you already see the kids out because it's like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, no.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
I'll be that guy too. I did used to go back in the day, like trick-or-treating and that. And the people that would chuck in like a muesli bar or a can of spaghetti. And you're like, man, you fell on hard times, huh? And it sucks because like maybe they are just people our age that straight up forgot it was Halloween. It was like,
true.
I cannot give them nothing. Here, take this door handle.
True, I never thought of it like that. Like, I would always like slam adults for being like, you fucking peasant, when they're giving me nothing or like,
where's the sugar?
Yeah, like I never thought about it that way. It might have just been like young adults, like how we are now, that just can't be bothered dealing with that.
The most friggin' beta adult move to do would be if someone said trick or treat and then the adult said trick.
Oh, fuck up.
And you were like, okay, here's a trick. Double bird. All right, 2 middle fingers.
Fuck that.
Watch them disappear. Wet willies.
I'd give him I'd drop my pants and give him the old 1-2.
Why did your pants have to be off?
They're pissing shit in their fucking driveway.
I thought you had to be pantless to bop them in the head.
Nah.
Get this, you've been punched by a man with his dick out.
A man, I was a kid. I'm not trick or treating.
I see. I thought you saw yourself as a man.
I always have. Give them the child's 1-2. Just shit on their lawn.
Yeah, just shit on their lawn. Have you ever had run-ins with ghouls, goblins, or ghosts?
Ooh.
While we're here. Ooh. We're burning the Halloween episode early, but whatever.
No, I have. I'm not sure if we've talked about it on the podcast before, but the only like entity / like vibe thing, like we went on this holiday somewhere in New Zealand, family holiday, and it was like we pulled up on the side of the road, basically like at like a meeting point, and they have to take you like on a boat to this island, and it was like a tiny little fucking speedboat, and we get over there, and it's like old style like villa, and there's like a couple people that have come over with us.
What the hell? What the hell?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, we get over on this island and we're like all like suitcased up, but it's just like old style villa, and there's like a half a farm out the back with an old rusty tractor and like a well.
Oh no, not a well.
Yeah,
that's where the people that are missing go.
Bro, it was fucking like looking back on it, it was fucking hectic. And something wasn't right. Like we just like as a kid that was there, like my parents weren't like happy, and like I just felt like something was off about the place, and you know, and like up on the top of the hill there was like a hammock and stuff like that, like
just things that could creak and move.
yeah, everything just like felt off, and I spoke to Mum about this like maybe a couple years after it when I started to get a bit older, and because we left the next day, we were supposed to be there for like a week, and turns out it was just as creepy as I'm describing it, even though I was a kid.
For realsies.
Yeah, Mum was just absolutely like, this place is fucked. Like old like garden shed with like scythes and like a like old rusty tractor, the well, the old thing. Like she said, like she got the worst like feeling of this place. I can't remember if she saw like a ghost in there or some shit. And then we were supposed to stay like on this like little island thing for like a week. We left the next day.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was so fucked. Like, it was like movie-esque. Like, you take this little putt-putt boat out to an island.
Do you remember sleeping there at night?
Yeah, briefly. Like, I got bad vibes as well. Even though I was, young. I got real bad vibes about the place.
Yeah.
But, I was also kind of like, yeah, well, like, whatever, I'm on holiday. I don't know.
Dude, the person to talk about this with is Jaden, straight up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. That dude's had running after running. Well, like, their houses.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. I remember staying at his house. This is his story, so correct me if I'm wrong, but we were all sleeping in the lounge at their house. And it was his birthday party. We were quite young. And someone at the birthday party woke up, scream crying. We were like boys, sport playing boys. And this person woke up, scream crying, and was like, fucking hell, that person at the end of the hallway needs to stop playing the piano right now. Like, it's fucking freaky.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. And I know for a fact that dude did not go back to that house for a long time.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's not it. I know that they've had people in to bless the land and shit and and all that, yeah. Yeah, it was one of those, like, if these walls could talk. There's a whole lot of backstory to it and everything. Might be worth actually getting him in to, like, chime in on this one, because I don't want to misrepresent it.
I'm on the fence with a lot of that stuff. Like, remember, like, Harry's old place at Riverhead, and they always said, like, their shed or their garage was, like, something, like, no one could spend more than 2 minutes in there, and I was like, fuck, easy, bring it on. But I was, like, hustling and bustling teenager, like, nothing's gonna fucking scare me.
Yeah.
You know, and I went in there and I stood in there, like, and I did the whole, like, 2 minute thing, and I was fine. But the whole time I was like, nah, this doesn't exist, you know. And a lot of it is, like, kind of like the hypnotism thing. If you're not, like...
That's the thing. As soon as it's in your head...
Yeah, you gotta kind of believe in it and see it, and, you know, like, to see it, to believe it. But it's... I don't know, like, a part of me wants it to be real so that I could, like, indulge in it and, like, track some of it. Like, I'd love to go and stay in, like, a haunted house to, like actually see something. But
you would?
Yeah, because part of me is, like, in disbelief.
True. Want to be turned.
Yeah, I want to be like, hell yeah, that shit exists. It, like, scare the shit out of me. I ain't ever coming back. But then also part of me is like,
Room 1408, I'm stuck here forever.
Exactly. I'm like, the film person in me is like, oh, hell no, I know how this goes.
Yeah, you turn around when you see the place, when you see the well out the back.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, are they just movies? Or is it based on real life events? Or?
My nana swears she's got the touch, and she is so at peace with it.
Yeah?
She's like, oh, I see, you see shit all the time. She's like, you just talk to them. Because she's... Like, I assume once you get older, death is not such a fearsome thing. You're a lot more okay with it once a lot of your family and friends and that start to pass. And she was like, oh yeah, I see them all the time, and you just kind of have a chat, and they're like, they don't want to harm you, they're just going to carry on, they're just people that haven't passed on yet.
But does she physically see them?
Yes.
Wow.
She reckons she does. And
like,
this is like she's a straight shooter, but this is the one thing that she, like, swears by.
That's kind of cool.
I'm the same as you. I spook easily.
Yeah.
So even if I watch a scary movie, I have to watch something funny afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, you can't get me, ghouls, because I'm in a laughy mood. I don't know what it is, but it just puts a barrier out. It's like my Patronus. That's just like, nothing can get me because I'm giggling.
Yeah, you just got to
Thank you,
lighten
Seth
the
MacFarlane.
mood. Yeah, lighten the mood a little bit. I mean, like, I talked to like some of my grandparents and my dad, but I never like face to face. You know, like I've always believed it's like they're somewhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like I have that conversation with them. So in terms of like that whole crossing over thing, because I also believe if like there's a spirit or an entity or something that's still hanging around, is for like a kind of like a reason sort of thing. So like I wouldn't see
they're a shepherd or they've got something that they need to.
Yeah, like say so was it your grandma? Sorry, you're saying?
Yeah, Nan.
Saying that she talks to her friends or family or whatever. Like, there's no reason why that they haven't passed over. So like for me, I don't. That kind of doesn't sit
She doesn't
well.
necessarily say that it's her friends and family. She just like. I just think that because she's seen that a lot, she's a lot more okay with the idea of people dying and everything. Right. To me, it's still I haven't had enough people die for me to be like death happens. It happens to everybody. It's still something that's like freaks me out if I think about it too much.
But it's all like going back to that at Jaden's house, the kids like playing piano towards the end of the hall. Why is that so scary? You know what I mean? It's just
because you don't expect it. It's not something that's meant to be there.
But it also like makes you like
you get the chills.
Yeah, you get that feeling in your heart and your gut, and that like everything's like, whoa, something's fucking not right. But like if it was broad daylight and you could clearly see that it was just a kid playing piano, like a live kid playing piano, like it wouldn't give you the chills. But there's like a feeling that's twisted with it.
There's something that goes with it, eh? Like even now, if the old man's like, "Can you go down to the bottom shed at night and grab this for me?" I am running. It's a run. It starts as a confident walk, but it is self reassurance of like nothing's happening, everything's fine.
On the way back, you're like hightailing it.
Yeah, you slowly pick up pace, and I constantly have this feeling, dude. I'm getting chills, man. This shit scares me. But I like the feeling of being followed, or that one day, like the worst is when you're walking around with a flashlight on. And that you're just going to pan somewhere, and there's just going to be something there, and you're just like, "Fuck, dude."
That's classic. That's classic, like horror films. Have taught you that. But I've developed this thing, like as a teenager, like everyone's scared of the dark when you're a kid, right? Like it's just something that everyone gets it, and then you kind of like grow out of it a little bit and learn to either grow out of it or learn to cope with it. My coping mechanism was like. It's funny, I'm going to say this. You know, like in Shrek, and they're like, we're in the forest. There could be robbers or this, and he's like, I'm the scariest thing in this forest. Yeah, like who's going to come after me? I kind of like took that mentality on. I was like, if I'm in like a scary place, I'm like, fuck, bring it on. Like I'm either going to fight or die. Like, so you know what I mean? So like, part of me has kind of blocked that whole. Like, you know, like if your pops told me to go down to the fucking shed late at night or whatever, I'd go down there and I'd be like, look, if there's something there, I'm either dead or I'm gonna fucking kill that thing. Yeah. Like I like something turned in me that made me.
I don't think something would kill me or anything like that. It was just seeing it would spook me.
Right.
Or I don't know, because I've never seen anything. Maybe if I did, there would be this like, because people say. You talk to people that like say that they've seen stuff, and they're like, "No, it's an overwhelming feeling of calmness and all that." It's like, dude, I am never calm.
Fuck. True. I never thought about it that way. I always thought that whatever was out there would be trying to get to me.
I don't care about that because I used to dream about it so much as a kid, and then as a kid, even in my dreams, if something was chasing me, I was like. Aware enough to be like, what's going to happen when it catches me? So in my dreams, I would stop and it would always just pick me up and just like shake me and go, ah! And I'd be like, shame. Right. Up yours, dork.
See, I would kind of want to see something. If it wasn't there to get me, quote unquote, then fuck, show me. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, a part of me would.
That's why I say, like, I'd like to go into like a haunted house. Like, as long as I'm not ending up in like a fucking horror film. That's something's coming after me. If I have to go into like a haunted house just to see a kid playing piano, that wasn't like making fun of the guy that goes up to see it, but you know what I mean? Like, show me something that it like truly exists, that I'm not just getting off a vibe.
Yeah.
Like I've not seen anything like concrete.
Paranormal Activity added to a lot of this, because when that came out,
Yeah.
that was like, there was the argument of like, no, this is real footage.
Yeah.
Because it's
doco
done with
style.
like, it's like found footage. And then all it was just low budget. That's what it was. But I'll tell you right now.
But they proceeded to make 6 of them.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of lost the flair. But I watched the first one over and over. I always stayed at a mate's house and we chucked it on, and it was an outhouse that we slept in. And it'd always be like, "Ooh, put on Chicken Run. Put on Wallace and Gromit, please."
Yeah. Why is it claymation that's like the thing that gets rid of the heebie-jeebies?
You just need to go the opposite way. Just give me something that's
No,
not
actually,
real.
Claymation gives me the fucking freak. Like that fucks me up.
Really? Wallace and Gromit?
Yeah.
What, Wensleydale?
There's something about their beady little eyes and claymation that just makes me like... I was always scared of that shit, to be fair. I was more scared of that than like watching horror films.
I can watch a horror film. I can watch a gory film. It's just like something, not even like jump scares or anything. I don't know. Just eeriness. Just a suspenseful thriller is more. I find that worse than like a full blown horror.
Like Don't Breathe. You seen that film?
Nah.
Oh, you'd like that.
The So in Paranormal Activity, this dude watches his wife get straight up possessed. And she like floats above the bed and everything. And then he wakes up in the morning and just says to her, he's like, "Last night was crazy." Dude, there is like a huge chance that if someone got possessed in front of me, the next day they're waking up to my bags packed. It'd scare the shit. But dude, this is on your side of the family. I'm out. I don't know what the kids are like, but you're having that one too.
I'm surprised you're still there in the morning.
Yeah,
Fuck,
actually, I can't run at the night. Someone will catch me.
Yeah, they'll come after you. You got to wait till morning till they're like non-possessed again.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Nothing happens in the daytime.
Yeah, but it could be like The Grudge. Second you step foot in that house,
Yeah,
it'll follow you.
The second Grudge was set in a hospital, and I watched it in hospital. Stupid thing for an 8-year-old to do. But the guy beside me with double bruised boning, like his bones were bruised on his feet after jumping off a brick wall. He was a little bit older, but still young enough to be in Starship, and he was like, "You should watch this." So I got my bed wheeled over to his, and we watched it together.
Fuck that.
But it was just like a classic, like, the cool guy's watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... I mean, hospitals are scary enough, like, at night time as well.
Every light flickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like, there's people, like, groaning and...
Yeah.
You know, like...
I was in there for, like, a month as well.
As, like, a patient, I feel like, if you're visiting and stuff, it's not so bad.
When everyone goes home and it's just one night shift worker wheeling a cart down the hallway.
Yeah, but only as the patient. Because I've been in hospitals, like...
Oh yeah,
late
this is
at
all
night,
as the patient. Yeah,
late at night as well. Like, and it doesn't have that same thing. But if you're the
it
one,
still feels sterile and
if you're the one in the
government-funded,
bed, you're like,
all I've got time to do is think because I'm just in the bed.
Yeah.
So of course, if I've got time to think, I'm gonna spook myself. We break over, panning from ghouls, ghosts, goblins, and any other entity to something a little bit more brighter. We're talking death row meals.
yeah, still alive, but you're getting a feed.
Yes. Yeah, you haven't passed yet. I was thinking about... It actually just came across my desk. Just a straight up article of some famous ones. I thought it's a classic conversation to have, and I thought I'd put it to you.
Are you asking what my death row meal is?
Oh, you said you had one.
Well,
I can't answer this, so you're on an island here.
so...
Jeez.
Spooked out by the tractor well and sides.
Yeah.
And the one lazy hammock up on the hill.
Yeah.
And you have to get there via tugboat. Anyway, yeah, where the fuck did I go as a kid? This is fucking dumb move. So my death row meal is like so far left field. Like, it's not a meal. It's an amalgamation.
Nice.
I've always said for the longest time, right? I've always had this down, right? It's just two things. It's not even a meal. It's just like two of my favorite things just put on a plate. And you mentioned that this came across your desk, and I was like, oh, I might just put a couple extra things in there. So I've kind of come up with this amalgamation of like multiple dinners into one. So started off, I'm going pork crackling and or fat.
Yeah.
So doesn't necessarily have to be like crunchy. Chicken nuggets
Yeah.
as the staple.
Yes.
Yeah. A Yorkshire pudding
Yeah.
with butter chicken and the sauce over all of that with a naan.
Fair.
Don't need no utensils either.
So is chicken nuggets making up the bulk of the meal?
Nah, I would go like
A huge Yorkshire pudding.
I'd go like 80% Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, like a loaf of bread size.
Yeah, give me like, and then not necessarily gravy, but I'd go like the butter chicken sauce.
I was going to ask about the gravy until you responded with the butter chicken gravy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a massive fan of Yorkshire pud and the gravy itself, but I also want like a little bit of a curry in there as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like mixing the curry and the butter chicken sauce is not going to work, so I'm going with the butter chicken overall.
Fair. That's a good call.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, I just want a roast, or I just want fucking some deep fried stuff,
Yeah,
or
Domino's.
I just want a curry, or like I want like deconstructed parts of multiple
Everything.
meals
Yeah.
like, into something. Yeah.
It reminds me of when we went to this restaurant called 8. I think it's at the Langham. And they have 8 different cuisines there at any time. And I just had nachos, sushi, same thing, douse the whole thing in butter chicken sauce,
Yeah.
like an elk steak.
Yeah.
It was just a whole lot of shit. And then by the end of it, I was just like, none of this was a meal. I just ate
Bits
my
of
way
everything.
around the world.
Yeah, that's how I would probably, I would even chuck a couple of bits of sushi in there as well.
Yeah.
For the last meal. And anything, like if I'm getting like the electric chair, then something to make me shit myself, so someone has to clean that up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fuck, I don't care, I'm gone, so
Fair
with it.
dues.
Yeah.
I've made a small list of some of the more famous last meals, whether this be a famous person or the meal itself.
Okay.
So one of the most notorious serial killers of all time, John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown.
Yes.
There's a million documentaries on him. I think a few have come out lately.
Yeah, the Gacy tapes that came out after the
Ted Bundy one.
No, who's the other dude?
Dahmer.
Dahmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, John Wayne Gacy was a clown that once he was known for being a clown. He was called like Popo the Clown or something like that. And then
They met, didn't they? Sorry to interrupt. Like in the Dahmer show. Didn't they meet in that?
I'm not sure.
That's crazy to think about, actually, like those two evils crossing paths. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I wonder if they both like eyed themselves each other as like a victim, and it was be like a who's who.
Fuck yeah, that's nuts. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go.
Yeah, he pretty much killed 33 young boys.
Jesus.
His meal was a bucket of KFC chicken, French fries, 12 fried prawns, strawberry, and a bottle of Diet Coke. Strawberries.
Oh yeah, and a bottle of Diet
A
Coke.
punnet of strawberries.
Fuck.
The funniest thing is that I don't know what it is about KFC. I don't know what they put in the thing, but KFC has the fastest ratio of like I want that to feeling shit. Of like this feels good in my tummy to feeling dog shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what's, like I said, I don't know what's in there. But when you drive past it, it is like a small addiction. It's like when you smoke cigarettes, you drive past a dairy and you're like, fuck, do I want some? And next thing you know, you're walking out the dairy with a pack of smokes.
Yeah.
But
KFC is like that. Once you've had it, you go, fuck, I feel like shit. Not doing that again for a while. As soon as you smell it,
yeah,
I'm getting me some.
yeah.
But you always hit that, like, I'm in the mood for KFC.
exactly.
Like, you know, like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I could go for some cave fry.
Oh yeah.
Like, even though like a month ago it fucked your bowels.
Yeah, I had it for lunch and I just sat there with a pounding headache and a crook tummy the whole afternoon.
Yeah.
Whatever though. But I do think that maybe there's a part of John Wayne Gacy that was thinking, this is going to make me feel shit soon, so I'm just going to get it in now. And do you reckon he just turned and he was like, all right, do it now, do it now.
quick.
And
What's
then-
with the strawberries though?
I don't know.
Like, I like strawberries, but like,
Not even my favorite berry.
nah, that's not making my list.
Sorry, there is no fruit or vegetables making my list.
I mean, I could maybe some pineapple,
yeah.
good orange or mandarin, something like that. But
Couple plums.
yeah, look, I do like strawberries, but I don't think that fits on the death row thing unless he knows something we don't, and that's causing a real problem on the cleanup crew.
Exactly. That's the number one thing that I got out of that
Yeah.
was he has the last laugh or the last shot. Victor Figer, a 28-year-old kidnapper and murderer, was put to death via lethal injection. His last request was a single olive with the pit still in it, hoping that when his body got buried, an olive tree would grow from his grave as a final sign of peace.
Holy fuck.
Sorry, dude. Don't want to have to tell you how seeds germinate, but
Bro, but that's got like horror movie written all over it. Man grows back as like a tree.
yeah, well, I mean, the olive branch, biblically, the sign of peace.
Ah, right. I
Um,
wasn't thinking of that, but like I was thinking like man's got a seed and dies and then grows and fucking, I don't know.
do you reckon he just got it and he was like, this is what's going to happen? And then all the scientists around him are like, going to have to quickly clue you up on what stomach acid does. It turns everything in you to mush.
What if the cunt fucking like fucked up his order and he like takes his last bite before they zap him and it's like, oh fuck, it's seedless.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said pitted.
Yeah. Oh. Oh no.
Next one we got is Ronnie Lee Gardner, a man from Utah. He was 49 years old. He was executed for burglary, robbery, and a few counts of murder.
Just a few.
Two. It was only two.
Only.
Which, honestly, when I was reading this, I kind of thought, I was like, you kind of see that shit in the news a bit.
Yeah.
So he must have had big time priors.
How long ago is this?
Now get this, because this ties into the whole thing. His final request, it's not the meal so much on this one. It was a lobster tail, steak, apple pie, vanilla ice cream. He's kind of gone entree, main, dessert. But he asked that if he could eat, while eating the meal, he could watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy one last time
Wow.
before he was put to death by a firing squad in 2010.
What?
Yeah. Utah was still doing executions via firing squad in 2010. He was the
Holy
last
fuck.
one ever.
Right.
But he
For-
was shown the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Wow. Okay, let's unpack that. Kind of cool that they like let him watch the show, but like that also like dons a question of like how many requests or like final things people have asked for that like don't get granted.
So there
like,
was one... There was,
some of them might not deserve it, and I agree with that. Like
Yeah.
if they're really fucking horrible, then yeah, don't fucking give them a last meal or a last wish. But
there was one that got put on... I didn't actually put it on the list, but I do remember reading about it. Was one guy was put to execution and he said, don't feed me, but can you... He was a homeless guy that had done a whole lot of shit wrong. He said, can you please take pizzas to the homeless? And they were like, nah. And then just killed him.
oh,
Because they were like,
fuck.
it's if you don't eat it, then you're not getting, like, that's it. But there was... Word got out and then charities and shit went and donated pizzas to the homeless.
Yeah, but also
Because it was like
the
an injustice as such.
dude was a bad man though. Like, why would you?
I don't know, man. Every serial killer's got a follower.
Yeah, that's fucking. Yeah, that's crazy. Wait. What was the last part of the?
He was put to death by a firing squad
Yeah, that's fucking.
in 2010.
What the fuck? America sort your shit out.
That seems, yeah, I know. That was what I was meaning. It was crazy.
13 years ago.
The funny thing is that he was not shown the extended edition.
Robbed.
Yeah. Well, that makes it a fucking... Is it a 12-hour ordeal? God, the morning shift guys have to knock off while he's finishing the third movie.
That guy, that guy had a plan. He's like, right, I need the extended edition.
Yeah.
So this will spill over to tomorrow's firing squad when I've paid off all of them to have fake bullets.
Look, you're going to bring in the lobster tail just as they're leaving.
He's already organized a heist of himself to get out of there.
Yeah.
And they fucked up, gave him just the normal edition, and ended up with the normal firing squad.
The stakes coming in for the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
And then roll in the apple pie when we bid Frodo goodbye into the next world.
Yep. And by then, those guards have moved on, and they've got the next guards coming in.
Yeah. What can I do? Everyone come sit and watch it with me. Would you like some apple pie?
Damn.
Here's a better idea. Why don't I just walk out that front door?
His heist failed.
Ted Bundy, probably the most famous guy of all time for this sort of shit.
Just the most famous guy ever.
He actually declined his last meal, which was actually the most popular outcome. Most people decline it. That's due to nerves. They can't stomach anything, or they are trying to prove a point if they think that they're still innocent or they've been wrongly convicted. And
True. I never thought of it that way.
yeah,
I always think like, oh yeah, last meal, fuck, easy. I can eat all the time. But if you are nervous or something's wrong. True. I never thought about it like that.
yeah. So he was served the traditional last meal. So everyone gets served a meal whether you ask for it or not.
Right.
His last meal was steak, eggs, hash browns, toast with peanut butter and jelly, milk and juice. That's the standard. It's either that, depending on the state.
It's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Here's all of it.
Yeah.
Just
See you later.
yeah.
It's either that, like I said, it depends on the state. Otherwise, you just get a standard prison meal.
All right.
And then Richter Ray Rector, this is the last one. Death via lethal injection. He asked for steak, fried chicken, cherry Kool-Aid, and pecan pie.
Damn.
But he left the pie and turned to the people that served it and said, I'm saving this one for later.
What?
But what they said was, at this point, his trial was so prolonged and he had been through so much trauma that he had essentially relapsed to being a toddler and couldn't comprehend the idea that he was being put to death. So
Holy
he had
fuck.
no idea that there wasn't going to be a later.
Oh my god. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. It's either that or the dude is in touch with the goblins, ghouls, and ghosts, and he was like, I will be back for this pie.
pie.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. And especially like turning to the server or the chef or whoever.
Yeah.
Yo, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You quit today.
Yeah.
Like-
Imagine training up as a chef.
Yeah.
Just to,
And then you serve this like killer's like last meal and he says, I'll come back for that.
serving killers as well is not where a chef wants to land up. It's a paycheck.
Like full like Salt Bay on their last meal. Like
You'll note the dill in the sauce, actually.
get me the fuck out of here. More Parmesan.
Just watching them shit it out afterwards, you're like, you've ruined it.
Oh god. Oh, I'm going to hell.
Should we yuck and yum?
Moving swiftly along. Look, my yuck this week. I know we talk about fucking road rage and driving and anything to do with the roads, but I can't go past this one, and it's quite niche still, right?
Yeah.
You know when you're at a roundabout and it's two lanes,
Yeah, I know where you're headed.
and you're turning
I don't know
right.
if anyone else does.
No, I'm talking about indicating and all that shit. It's still not getting better in New Zealand. Sorted out. You know when you're turning right and the person left is like going straight ahead, and they don't like kind of go left a little bit and then like hang around. And they just like cut straight across.
Yeah.
And you both go at the same time, and they just cut into your lane, and you're thinking like, "Whoa, this person's gonna hit me."
Yeah.
That's happening way too much at the moment, and
Aye.
I'm like just about to like just turn into them.
Get on the horn.
I'm like just about to like purposely crash into them.
Yeah.
And then like stop in my lane and be like, hey, you fucking cross. Like,
Yeah. look where this happened.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so close to it. Like,
If crashing an insurance wasn't such a rigmarole,
yeah.
I would love to take the moral standpoint and just crashed it into people.
Not like aggressively, like I'm going to hurt the person or anything, but just to the point where it's like, hey, you need to sort your fucking, like, ways of doing things out.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to piss me off.
Fair dues.
Like, I don't know. And I hate to always bring up the yucks of the driving and indicating and all the fucking stuff, but it's really starting to annoy me.
Yeah.
And now that, like, the new job I'm on, there's, like, multiple roundabouts on the way. So it's just come out of nowhere. Like, I haven't thought about this in years, but I take, like, 6 roundabouts to get to where I'm going. Every single one of them. Same problem.
Oy vey. Dude, I'm pretty yuckless this week, I'll be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't make a note of anything. I'm sure something's happened.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but nothing of note. Sorry to bore the listener if you're still here.
No, I mean, apart from that, that was even something that, like, I just kind of picked up. Actually, it was something I picked up on the way to work today. But it's been pretty slow week. There's not much been happening.
It has been a slow week.
There's not really been something to yuck about.
Yeah.
So.
You know what's yuck? The fucking we didn't end up delving into it. Move the time of the grand final.
Oh yes.
Go back to afternoon grand finals. The AFL one looks spectacular. Bathing in the sun. I'm aware that Sydney was at 30-something degree temperatures, but it works for everybody. I'm sure that the NRO don't really give a fuck about the New Zealand market. But meet us halfway.
No, just chuck it on the fucking Saturday. You can have it at the same time.
They split it. So AFL Saturday, NRL Sunday.
Friday?
I don't mind the Sunday, but just go back to an afternoon game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I couldn't agree more.
Yums?
Yep. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. My yum this week goes to the Homer Simpson donut.
Oh, yummy.
Oh, yeah. Like an actual yum.
Yeah.
Where I'm working at the moment is it? No, it's the Gull. Up at Henderson Valley.
Oh, yeah, man. They do crisscross fried Tuesdays.
Yeah.
They got mega dogs.
Yeah.
Those guys go off.
Yep. It is like like a 50-meter walk for me. It's great.
Yeah.
And
they do good milkshakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
They do like supreme shakes, thickies.
That's next week's yum. But like, I've been really good with like I talked about like I've talked about previously that like our kitchen's been renovated and things like that. So I've been really good with my lunches and making food and things like that with what I can. But at the moment, when something good happens at work, or like, you know, like I'm feeling real good about myself, or even if I've got to go like buy like vape pods, or like, you know, I could do with like a iced coffee or something, or they've got like a little bakery section and they've got these perfect little like pink donuts with like the full blown Homer Simpson ones, not like giant. Yeah. It's like too bready, but like small enough that's like, yeah, it's
icing
like
sprinkles,
little pocket size.
It works.
Yeah, it's just, and I've just been having those, man. That's just my little treat for myself. That's my yum. It's just
hell yeah. That is a yum. That's a legitimate. I think that might be the most legitimate
yum.
Just yumming something that tastes good.
Yeah, tastes fucking mean, and it's like the perfect little treat.
Hell yeah. My yum is the Las Vegas Sphere that has been opened recently.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
So it's a huge fuck off sphere, which is a 3D circle for the uninformed. They got built in Las Vegas. Now this thing has, it's like 8 or 16K screens all around the outside and all around the inside. And It is one of the biggest eyesores that I've ever seen, but that's Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
Everything's a goddamn eyesore. Yeah. All they want you to do is look at the bright lights, be entertained. It's the same reason that in the casinos in Vegas, there's no windows, there's no clocks, they have ugly carpet. It makes you only look at the LED lights and think, cha-ching. But I think U2 is in there at the moment, and they've got like a month-long residency.
Oh, true.
And the place holds 18,000.
Obviously, you can go inside it as well. And
so you can just go do like a Sphere experience, but it's going to become a thing that people can perform at. But you would have to actually create a show based around it because the visuals are so intense.
Because I've seen photos and videos from the outside, so I can just imagine being inside, obviously just like in a sphere with a stage, like a 360 stage or something.
So half of it's seating, apparently very steep.
Yeah.
And then there's stages kind of down the bottom, and then the whole rest of it is your background. It can be whatever you want. So U2's playing there at the moment. They've built a show for the Sphere.
But does the outside of the Sphere show the show as well?
Nah, I don't think so. I think the outside can just be billboards or anything. It got turned into a basketball when the NBA was doing their summer league there.
That, yeah. It would be pretty cool if they just put the show on the outside as well. Not like...
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like a free show, but like...
You're not seeing the actual band.
No, it would be cool if they put like the presentation along the outside as well, and you could just be walking through Vegas and be like, "Oh, U2's playing right now."
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would be cool to advertise like what's actually happening in that concert. Doesn't have to display the music either.
If the NRL goes there and it's just like Latrell and Tedesco just plastered on the side of it.
Yeah. Hell yeah! No, that's cool. I like the idea. Yeah,
it is. It's the most Vegas thing ever, but it's cool. Like you stick that in the middle of Auckland, and Jesus,
holy fuck,
Jesus, the Johns and Marys would be every letter to the council. Yeah. You're ruining my neighborhood. So yeah, man, that's us. That was episode 79 of Off Topic.
Hell yeah.
Good to see you guys again. Thank you for tuning in. Tell your friends about us.
Send in either your death row meals or when you've come across some goblins and ghouls and ghosts.
And your group chat names.
Oh, yes, and your group chat names. Okay, fuck all the other shit. I want to know your group chat names because those are fucking funny.
All right, we'll see you next week, guys. Peace.
Later.